Hey, what is going on, everybody? TASOfficial here, bringing you guys a long-awaited podcast. I know you guys have been asking and asking, where am I? When's your next podcast? When's your next reaction video? When's your next video in general? Well, I am here bringing you guys the first video of 2017 on our channel, and what better way to start our production of videos with discussion solely based on Amourshipping, what has been said by the director of X, Y, and Z, Yajima, and basically giving us details as to what will happen in the future when it comes to, well, Amourshipping in general. And today, with me discussing these topics are...
What is going on, y'all? It's good to be back.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alpha Evie.
Hey guys, DJ Sock Puppet here.
Great enthusiasm. And today, like I said, guys, we're going to be talking about what has been said by the director, why the thumbnail says Serena will return, and what is the future of Amourshipping itself, and what this means for the future of the Pokemon series in general. We're just gonna wait just a little bit, guys, before we actually start. Just get everybody in here. I don't want people missing out, because there's some people out there who are like, oh, you started the stream too early. So I'm gonna just wait for them so we don't get blamed for that. Some people are saying in the chat that new information has been leaked, but I don't know if that is true or not. So I am looking.
I smell bait.
Bait confirmed.
I smell bait.
Bait has been confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, guys, but yeah, yes, as said by the chat, this podcast is about to be lit, because I know you guys really like talking about this topic in general. So we're gonna go through how the whole interview meant, our thoughts on it, and our predictions for the future of the series. So let's get started. Let's just change up the music a bit, because I know that's pretty sad music right there. Oh, that's pretty loud. Ooh,
And by the way, it's 70 people already. I like it.
Nice.
Kicking out 2017 strong.
It's the 69 on my screen. No pun intended.
Notification squad confirmed. Alright, guys, here we go. Let's move on to our long-awaited podcast. So, beginning the podcast, let's talk about what was shown in a recent magazine called Anime 010. It's usually said 101. Hold on, this music's way too loud.
Nice job.
I know. Professional. I try my best, guys. No, but seriously, guys, we have been shown a lot of new information, what has been said by the director, giving us ideas as to what could go on in the future of the anime. And starting off, let's read one of the things that was shown in the front cover of the magazine scan, how the interview all went. Basically reading, one of the things that makes X and Y and Z feel so new and refreshing is how Satoshi is depicted as a very gallant and dependable boy on that Serena admired and had a crush on even before they started traveling together. It's precisely because of these people that Satoshi and Serena's farewell scene in No End to the Zeros till the day we meet again has become so famous. And they are right about it being famous, because it was a first in anime history for the Pokemon series in general. I'm not talking about any other animes. First time for physical contact between male and female. I know, I'm just exaggerating right there, guys. No, but seriously though, yeah, it was a really big moment for the series itself. And one thing I do want to point out though, that it says right here that Serena admired and had a crush on even before they started traveling together. So after that whole incident in the forest with the Poliwag, Ash helping Serena, it just stood by her. It stuck in her head. She kept the handkerchief. She was awestruck by Ash's charisma, the way that he helped her up, and I guess he said some things right. And it's just good to know that this wasn't when they first saw each other, when Serena first saw Ash in the news, I instantly thought, oh, she's she has a crush on him because he saved that Pikachu. But no, it was way before that. So I'm glad to hear that the director finally confirmed that, or not the director, the magazine confirms that. What are your thoughts on this, guys? How do you feel about well, finally getting confirmation that the crush happened prior to them traveling together?
But didn't we already?
Yeah,
Didn't we already know that? I'm a little bit confused.
Well,
Like,
no. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. How should I explain this? They, she had a crush on him. Like, I thought that the crush happened after what he did in the Lumios Tower, but that obviously wasn't the case. And it happened prior to them traveling together. So whatever he did in the forest, that's what triggered. Like, she didn't forget about him. You know what I mean? So that's what I meant.
right.
I see. I'm not really gonna say much because, everything happened for a reason. But I guess it turned out quite well, didn't it? I kind of thought for a little bit it was gonna be Pikachu, but as soon as the flashback came in, that's why I figured, oh wait, is that the reason? I don't know, but I don't know. Despite the little confusion there, I think the crush turned out pretty good, and I like the way how they executed it, because they knew. I think they had the idea. I think they had the sense that if we screw this up, fans will be ripping us apart for their life, for the rest of their lives. Like, so I like the way that they crafted the ending. Though I don't agree with a few things, which I'm sure we'll talk about later on, and which I'll give my full opinion on. But there were a few things that, or I guess one really, but there were a few things where I thought were kind of like excuses, if you will. But anyways,
We'll get to that. I mean, yeah, that's like
Yeah.
going above and beyond from what the question I asked. But what about you, EV and DJ? What do you think about this? Because it does say right here too, I forgot to mention, that she depicted Ash as a very gallant and dependable boy. So dependable and gallant. So that's one of the two reasons why she liked Ash. So what are your thoughts on the question I asked prior?
I think for me personally, like my sort of headcanon was that she did retain a crush on him after the summer camp. Like that was just kind of my interpretation. So I wasn't too shocked, I guess, by this piece of information. But it's cool to actually get it confirmed.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like,
Right.
How do you feel about it being confirmed? Because I also knew as well, but I just wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel like now that it being confirmed? How do you feel about it? I mean, like you said, DJ, it's no surprise, but it being confirmed kind of solidifies what everyone thought, and that is the crush happening prior to her traveling with him.
I
Right.
think just not just this, but like the entire interview in general, I think is really interesting because we don't get a lot of behind the scenes stuff in terms of the anime.
Mm-mm.
So I think it's pretty cool.
What about
Right.
you, EV?
Yeah, I gotta agree with you guys. I already knew that Serena already developed this crush on Ash, even before, for quite a long time now. But to hear it coming out of a magazine scan, information from behind the scenes, and if it really nice to know that that's actually the case, and with the way they handled this childhood moment, which is perhaps one of the most iconic moments that to ever exist in the Amourshipping topic. They executed it really nice, and to see the magazine touch on that, I think it was really cool.
Right. Well, whatever the case is, I'm just glad, and I'm pretty sure everybody else is glad that now that we got an official confirmation that she did have a crush prior to them traveling together, we could all rest at ease, unless you guys already rested. Anyway, so let's move on. Like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We have tons to talk about still, and I think I messed up a few things here. Give me a second here. Trying to transition to the next template. I want to make sure I'm doing it right. Okay,
Oh
here.
no.
Oh no. All right. Actually, hold on. Okay, let's do this. Oh, this is gonna be hard to read. So yeah, we got a full interview with the director of X, Y, and Z, and I really want to talk about this as well, because this just gives us an idea that we might, or there's a high probability of Serena returning to the series. And for all those people who thought that was her last time appearing in the series overall, like, that's not the case. Like, yeah, I get, like, we're gonna get the occasional cameo if, like, the series does end. Like, she'll be mentioned, obviously, showing all the companions, as it was done at the end of Unova, where Ash remembers all his previous traveling companions. But I think there might be more to it than what most people are thinking, because I think X and Y basically just gave us, like, a character that solidified her role to return later on in the series after Sun and Moon is over. Like, I don't think that they're going to continue her story between Ash and Alola. I think it's going to happen after, whether it being towards the end of the series or the next upcoming series. But I'm going to read this unless Evie or DJ or Richie wants to read this. Do you guys want to read it, or do you want me to?
Well, I wouldn't mind.
Actually, you know what? Here, you'll be the interviewer and I'll be the director. We'll just do that.
Alrighty.
TASOfficial roleplay.
Roleplay.
Yay!
I just thought it'd be fun, guys, because, it'd be boring for me talking. All right, go.
You gotta give him that Japanese accent. You gotta do it.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Oh my gosh, don't do that.
Yashimi!
Hello.
Anyway, I want to be
out
the
there.
producer. I want to be the producer since no one has that part.
Where's the producer? Oh, yeah, okay.
Alright.
I'll be Yajima. All right, go for it.
Alright, I'll be Oguro. Okay, so I haven't watched the episode, so this might be a stupid question, but did Serena's love for Ash come to fruition?
Oh,
And no, today's interview was conducted hours before the final episode.
it didn't in the episode. I ended it in a way that her love will hopefully come into fruition in the future. Serena told Ash that she's going to improve herself and then come back to him. Afterwards, she did something that's revolutionary worthy. Haha. I know, that was a great laugh, huh, guys? In the middle of production, I added in a scene intended to show them kissing. It's just that I wasn't allowed to have them kissing on screen, so I had Serena's feet. I know. I had Serena's feet floating to show it instead.
Poor excuse.
So, depending on how you view it, it seems like they might be kissing, right?
No, it should look like they were definitely kissing.
Haha! Whether they kissed or she whispered something in his ear, which everyone thought, by the way, that scene was supposed to be ambiguous.
For Pokemon, the X and Y series is quite the transition. In X and Y, you guys included the scene where Serena was thinking that she was on a date with Ash when they were walking on the street blushing and all. The drama itself is quite interesting, but it does make you think how her feeling will be brought into conclusion.
I was the one who wrote the final episode, but I tend to put my pen down whenever it's their parting scene. How should I end it so that it'd be fair for her? Tend to be the reason. By the way, that's a really good reason.
The actual scene differed from the screenplay, after all.
That is true. Ha ha ha. The scene had her riding on the escalator for a bit, and then she ran back and kissed him. Naturally, the escalator will take her down again, right? So while she's kissing him, she'll be pulled away. That's the scene I wanted to make.
Kids are the main target audience, after all. So among the things we can't do, the series is definitely on the
Boo! I've heard better excuses from my 8-year-old.
Wait, what'd you say? Wait, repeat that, DJ?
edge. I said, kids are the main target audience, after all. So among the things we can't do, this series is definitely on the edge.
I was thinking if it's possible to portray the loneliness from being separated forcefully, and that's when I decided on using the escalator. So, guys, with this entire, like, when I first read this, I had to reread this multiple times because I did not want to mess up, just talking about, like, what this means for the future. But, it's obvious that there were different scenes that the producer had in mind, Yajima. And, it makes me curious as to if they're gonna ever show, like, I don't think they ever animated what he wanted, like, that scene in the first place. But if there's ever, like, a deleted scene that they're gonna show to the public of what could have been, like, I hope they do it. because as stated here, they couldn't show the kiss because it's a kids show. It's targeted for kids. So, you know, he did the best he could when it came to that. And, you know, them including, like, I'm surprised they didn't include the hidden message they put in the airplane, where in Kaijin it says, well, it's a whole convoluted thing, but it basically means that, well, it's confirmed that they kissed in the mouth. So, you know, it would, they basically tell us why they didn't show it on screen. And, you know, now that we got an answer to, like, people who were complaining, including myself, like, why didn't they show it? If you guys saw my reaction, you guys heard me. Like, why didn't they show it? Now I know why they didn't show it.
Excuses.
And I saw that coming too, but, you know, they did what they had to do, and I feel like they did the best they could. Because I know they would have got in trouble if, you know, they, you know, broke the rules or whatever. But I really hope they break the rules in the final episode. Aside from that, what are your guys' general thoughts on this interview? Like, did something catch you? 'Cause I still have more to talk about, but I want everyone else to get their input in this. So, whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, you know, this was a very enjoyable portion of the interview. You know, the last episode did leave a lot of people wondering in terms of how it was written, what was going on through the minds of the producers and writers. And now that we got this in front of us, it was, you know, it got a lot of our questions answered. And yeah, you know, it sucks for a fact that the kiss didn't happen on screen, but the director has his reasons. But, you know, I guess it doesn't really hurt for once to show the kiss on screen for this specific instance. I mean, it's not going to be common after that. Let's be real here, if that would ever happen. But yeah, you know, this whole idea of how they were going to conclude Amourshipping, and this whole idea of using this escalator, because, you know, Serena's got to leave, and, you know, if they didn't implement this escalator idea, you know, how they didn't want to make Serena's departure feel a bit too forced in a way. So I think this escalator idea was pretty unique in a way. But yeah, overall, this is a really nice piece of interview right here. I like it. Go ahead.
Yeah, something I do want to input real quick before everyone else talks about the interview. A lot of people in the chat are saying, well, they showed kisses in this show, they did it in Kim Possible, they did it in Phineas and Ferb, they did it in live TV shows. Why can't they do it in Pokemon? Well, yeah, I completely agree with you. Like, I feel like there's more shows breaking the rules than X and Y has. Like, I get it. Like, they want to keep everything kid friendly, but what's the harm of showing affection between two people, or what? Yeah, between two people, like, to an extent. I feel as though there are more shows that are breaking the rules, and this one, they just really put down the stick when it came to this particular scene, because, like, even the guy here says that he did his best, but in the end he had to have Serena's feet floating in the air.
He just couldn't do it.
He just couldn't do it because of rules. So I really hope they break the rules, like, towards the end of the series. Like, if they're gonna make a new protagonist, and if it's his last day there, break it, dude. Who cares, you know? But yeah, I get it, guys. I get your frustration. I don't know why they couldn't just let this one slide. I mean, there has been affection shown between characters before in the show, whether it be in movies, and it was in the cheek too. So I don't get it. This is the city of love, after all. And you can't show love on screen. I mean, obviously, you know what I mean, but still. So yeah.
I mean, I just thought I point out something quick. Look, I get the idea of, you know, this whole American television series, you know, portraying romantic contact, like, you know, characters actually kissing them, like, in the cheek or mouth. But you guys are gonna keep in mind that I personally don't think that the culture when it comes to entertainment is the same between one another. Maybe I don't know. In my opinion, I just think Japanese are a bit more sensitive when it comes to portraying romantic content to kids. It's just my personal opinion.
And you know what's funny too? Like, they're known for exaggerating female characters in animes whether it
Right.
comes to
Exactly.
yeah. So
This is
why
like
can't
the exact
so
opposite.
exactly? So why like I get it, kids show, but you're like acting as though you guys have never done anything worse than this before. No, you haven't. So like, come on, dude. I mean, this series itself too. Like, aside from the kiss, it was pretty serious. So I don't get why this was more serious than that. I mean, when Ash was getting tortured, that was censored in America. When Lysandre was torturing him with the devices, that got censored. So it makes me wonder what they're gonna do for the dub. Like, are they even gonna show that, or they're just gonna have her leave the escalator? Imagine, guys. Oh my
No.
god.
No,
I
all they're gonna do.
fear that. I fear it every day.
By the way, guys, I will be live reacting to that episode, the dub. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But enough of being sidetracked. DJ or Richie, your turn. What do you guys think about the interview?
This is what I meant. This is what I meant earlier, because, oh my, there's so much I want to say, but here's what I'll say. First of all, like I said, and I said this near the end of DJ's part of the interview, so I do apologize for interrupting, but I've heard better excuses from my 8-year-old as to why they can't show this, and you brought out Lysander's death. I mean, come on. They literally had the guy back up on a tall building. You mean to tell me that he backed up, let his arms basically free, and you're just letting him fall down on his back, and you show the death scene, his supposed death. You show Hunter J's death, the way it turned out, and you're telling me a simple kiss that's probably going to be like, I don't know, 3-4 seconds? You mean to tell me you can't show that on TV, but you could with the others? Give me a break, man. I mean, the kiss. I'm not saying the kiss is terrible because of that. I mean, I still thought the kissing, this ambiguous, whatever. I still thought the scene turned out pretty good, but the excuse of not showing it is what kind of ticks me. And I know people are like, "Oh, well, it's a kids show, man." But anime, why are you getting all worked up? Well, I mean, yeah, I am kind of getting worked up about it actually, but I just don't understand the reasoning behind it. Like, I mean, it's not like somebody's gonna file a lawsuit and say, "Oh I saw my kid watching Pokemon 2, people were kissing." That's not right, man. Come on. Maybe in America because we're all a bunch of sensitive hillbillies, but in Japan, I don't think so. I don't know, man. I really do hope we do get that uncensored scene that you were mentioning about. That would actually be a pretty good treat for older fans such as us. But other than that, I like the kissing scene. I like the way it turned out. From what they showed us, the way they build it up. But the excuse of not showing it completely is what really ticks me. Like, I mean, like what the chat said, regular show, Phineas and Ferb, those shows, they've showed some pretty gnarly stuff, and you mean to tell me that the anime director of Pokemon said, "Oh, we basically can't show it." Like, come on, man. But anyways, that's my $1.25 on the issue.
Why 25 cents? I'm kidding now.
I don't know. I'm trying to be creative here because everyone always says 22 cents. So
All right, what
this
about
is
you,
my own
DJ?
way.
As far as the interview goes, I guess I kind of said it before. Like, I think just the fact that we got this interview at all is pretty interesting because we don't get a lot of behind the scenes stuff in terms of the anime. So I'm glad that they actually took the time to do this and reveal all this information for us. So yeah, that's about all I got to say for that. I just think it's cool that it happened.
Right. I mean, guys, it's just good to know as well what the reason was and what could have been. So if it wasn't for the strict rules that this anime had, we could have seen it. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe they'll break, like I said, they'll break the rules in the final episode, go off with a bang. I feel as though, like, maybe this was a good thing, because the next time we'll see them again, which I highly predict that they will, like, maybe they'll show it on screen. Who knows? But only time will tell. That'll be a few years from now, but hopefully you guys are still fans of the show, and we'll all see it together when I react to it, if I'm still doing reactions by then.
And before, actually, I want to say something quick before you move on. You guys can complain about this scene all you want, or you guys should be happy at least that we got confirmation that a kiss happened. A kiss is a kiss, even if it didn't show on screen. So just be happy that it happened.
Right. All right, so moving along, let's talk about the book. Well, not the book, the magazine that pretty much showcased us the early drafts of the kissing scene of I forgot what the episode name was, but you guys know what I mean. The final episode of X and Y and Z with the X and Y gang, and there were just I mean, there's not a lot of differences from the final the final scene that we were given. But different dialogue was said, and I do want to just inform you guys about that, just for you guys to know. As you guys can see from the pictures, there's... Well, at first, I thought they were going to do it differently, like, not in the escalator, but I guess they did it. Like, that was their entire idea from the start. As said in the interview as well, like, there was no other ideas of them, you know, kissing somewhere else. It was there in the escalator, which I thought was genius. Anyway, so as said... instead of Serena saying thank you, I'll just read it from here. Also, the scene, we only see Serena thanking Ash after the kiss, but here the dialogue is, thank you, Ash. With this, I can do my best. Now, honestly, when I first read this, it just, like, it makes me wonder why they didn't include this in the final draft. But then, you know, I feel like as though, I don't know, I don't know why they didn't include it, honestly. I was going to come up with a good reason, but like there's no good reason as to why they couldn't include this. I mean, it's no different from thank you, Ash, with this I can do my best, but still. What are your guys' thoughts, everybody here, on this added dialogue?
That's exactly when I was mentioning the dub earlier, I just thought of some lines of what the dub could say, because you know sometimes the dub and the sub, and by sub I mean Japan, sometimes they go on a different route when it comes to certain dialogue, but sometimes they're kind of mostly the same for the most part. And the dialogue here we see in the image, I feel like that's something that the dub would say. I don't know. I just feel like that's something that the dub would try and incorporate, because, you know, I think if anything, the dub is more, I think it's more of a rules pet, if anything. Like, they're more they're more likely to follow the rules very, very strictly than what TV Tokyo would. So, anyways, my opinion on the dialogue, it's basically, yeah, why didn't he add it? I mean, the dialogue doesn't seem harmful. It doesn't seem like it didn't seem inappropriate or anything. But I guess they thought a simple "oh, thank you" with a blush was enough to win us over. And you know, it's kind of true, because after that dialogue in the episode, I was just too busy blushing all over the place, like it happened. So I don't know. I felt like the extra. I feel like they thought the extra dialogue was just gonna kill all of us after the moment of more. So,
you know, it makes reading it again. I feel as though the reason why they didn't include this is so people wouldn't think that Serena needed that kiss to do better.
Yes.
So I think that's the reason why they didn't include it, because like. Yeah, they wanted her to do her best for herself, to improve herself, not because of somebody else, obviously with their help, yeah, but they don't want it to be the main focus of them doing better. They want to do it because, you know, they want to improve themselves, whether being with them or without them. So yeah, I kind of get now why they didn't include it. But what about you, Evie or DJ? What do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I can definitely agree with what you just said, Daniel. You know, this scene, you know, this script in itself, there's nothing wrong with it by the looks of it. But, you know, if they were to actually implement that within this episode, you know, it makes it sound like Serena needed to kiss Ash in order for her to do her best, which I think, in my opinion, her character would have ended a bit differently. Like, I would have viewed Serena differently if she would have if she would actually say that line. You know, simply because if she were to say that, it makes me think that, if Serena wants to get anywhere with her dream, her main drive is for her love for Ash. Which, mind you, yeah, that's part of the motivation. That's part of the motivation and Serena's progression. But if she were to actually say the line, it'll place more emphasis on that, which I honestly don't really want that to happen. Like, I still want to see Serena as this character, as confident. She really wants to fight strong for her dream. I'd rather have her character end in that way, because once again, if I personally think that if she were to say that line, her character would have been a bit skewed, in my opinion.
Right. Dang, the chat. Y'all really want Serena?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What is going on?
Before we get to DJ's opinion, I think it was like 5 or 10, but 5 or 10 of the chat asked you, Daniel, if you had ordered the figure.
Yes, I actually have. It will be coming in soon, around March. I already made the payments. You guys can not expect a review, but I'll showcase it in one of my videos. Maybe when I showcase my entire setup, you guys will see that. Obviously, I had to buy it because you never know if this is going to be the last. Well, I don't think it's going to be the last, but I had to buy something for the show, so why not? One of my favorite female companions from the entire series. So, yeah, there you go.
Do that unboxing video, get the views.
No, we're not doing unboxings here.
Remember the last time you did an unboxing video?
Remember the last time I told... Okay, alright. Alright, DJ.
The chat doesn't know about that.
Well, let's keep it like that. Alright, go for it. What are your thoughts on the dialogue?
I think you all pretty much covered everything. I'm kind of mixed on it. Like, I think it'd be cool for her to go a little bit further and say that, but at the same time, I think it would diminish her character a little bit. Like, she needs to be more independent. I think that's what makes her so great, is that she grew more independent as the series went on. So I think if they kept that line in, it kind of would have been a step back in terms of that development. So I guess overall, I'm glad they removed it.
Right. All right. So yeah, that's basically our overall thoughts on that. I wish there was more dialogue that they didn't use that they could showcase us, but I guess that's what they could do. I honestly wish they said, in my opinion, like, we'll see each other again soon, just basically confirming that they'll see each other. But I guess this is fine too. Imagine though, like, wow, that'd be crazy. But honestly, yeah, I feel what they did here with the dialogue was good. I guess we're gonna have to watch this episode with what was said. Anyway, so moving along to the next slide, if it can switch already. That's what I am waiting for right now. All right, here we go. So we're gonna just read key points off. Oh, by the way, all this information that we have gotten, we actually got from a Twitter user named Ash and Serena. If you guys want to go follow her, I will link her Twitter in the description below. Make sure to give her a follow.
It's him, actually.
Oh, him. My bad. Him. Yeah. And yeah, basically give them a follow, and he'll inform you basically on anything that needs to be translated when it comes to X, Y, and Z news. Anyway, so let's move on to one of the key points that he made. The kiss scene is indeed meant to be Serena kissing Satoshi, and his reaction to it is surprised awe. Any ambiguity, I pronounced that wrong. The scene wow, I misspelled that. So they could get it on TV in the first place. So as stated before, they couldn't show it on screen because it was, obviously directed to kids. So there you go again, guys, if you wanted to know. Any thoughts on this, guys, or we good?
No, I honestly don't think we don't have much to add on.
I think that we'll cover it.
What about you, Richard? Oh, Richard's not here. All right, so moving on.
Rip.
Yeah, rip. All right, but yeah, guys.
Tab 1, guys, to pay your respects. Tab 1 to pay respects for Richie.
The chat loves. All right, so next key point. Likewise, you're meant to hope and assume the two of them are going to become a couple later. So, hope and assume you are meant. Oh my gosh. All right, so you know, it makes me wonder to like, I don't know, like I wish they were more, I guess, forward with their confirmation if she were to return or not. Like I feel like she will. She has a high probability of returning. Obviously, after every series is done or every generation's coming to a close, they give us an action episode of a returning companion having an adventure with the companions that Ash was currently in that region, and that's that region. We obviously saw that with the Silent and Clement and Bonnie episode. So I feel like all of this will come in full circle when the final episode or the final episodes of Pokemon in general are coming in. Obviously, when Ash is gonna win a league or him fighting the Elite Four, I don't know, facing the Champions League, whatever the case may be, I feel like she will be present there. And, you know, even if they're not confirming it here, that you're meant to hope and assume, I feel like in their own way that they are kind of be like, you know, she has a high probability of returning. We're not saying she's going to return, but she has a high probability of returning. So don't lose hope just yet, all right? We're not denying that she's coming back or not. So, you know, that's just that puts a lot of Amourshippers at ease, because I don't think this is the last time we're gonna see her. And obviously she's a popular character amongst fans. Obviously Dawn, May, Iris, and Misty have their own respected fan bases, but I feel as though Serena has not toppled, but she has a significant amount of fans supporting her as well. And since they're current right now, not saying that the others aren't, I feel like her probability is more higher than any other Pokegirls returning to the series, aside from them, you know, popping up in, you know, flashbacks or what have you. But anyway, what are your thoughts on this, guys? What do you think about this key point?
Well, yeah, we're here. I don't know. Like, I'm not okay. I'm just gonna say this out. This doesn't really 100% confirm anything that Serena in any way, shape, or form is going to return to the anime. Now, mind you, like what Tasso said, she does have a high probability of returning, mainly due to the fact that you know, one, we still haven't seen Serena after X, Y, and Z ended, and you know, her popularity is, you know, she has a pretty high fan base, so I think that she does have a high probability of returning in some way, even if it isn't in the Sun and Moon series, and maybe outside of that, like in her own separate episode. But you know, I think she does have a good chance in Sun and Moon, basically due to the fact that we already have a decent amount of continuity in Sun and Moon, and you know, if this continuity keeps up and if all is looking good, then we could probably see her return.
Yeah, keep in mind, guys, that the X, Y, and Z director is not directing Sun and Moon. So, any chance of her appearing in Alola is, well, towards the end. Like, right now, they're not going to focus on her and Ash at all. Like, she obviously needs time to work on herself. So, for those of you hoping that she's going to return very soon, I don't think that's going to be the case. If anything, in 2 years from now, when the series is coming to a close, we'll probably get that cameo appearance. Like, maybe it won't even be a special. Maybe they'll do what they did with Dawn, where she comes back and she's there for a few episodes. So, we'll see, guys. We'll see. Whatever they do, hopefully they bring her back in a good way. Obviously, solidifying her presence with Ash later on in the series. We'll see. We'll see. All right. What about you, DJ?
Yeah. So, I think it's definitely agreed that Serena I think she has the most likelihood of returning out of anybody in the series thus far, based on what's happened, as well as this interview now. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed with the whole Serena, like, potential Serena returning thing, because I mean, if she does come back, what are they gonna do with it?
I mean, there's. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. It seems like an awkward thing that they would need to bring up. It's like, hey, remember that thing that happened? And like, I don't know if they would want to focus too much on Ash and Serena's relationship in a future series. Like, I think they would want to focus more on like what's going on. I don't know how they're gonna pull off a continuing plot like that. I think if they can do it, then cool. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind that we're still early in the series, so we still don't
Yeah.
know how they're gonna pull it off.
And you know, obviously, like the way that Ash is right now, like he's still oblivious. Like they could write it off as Ash kind of like forgetting what happened between them, but he knows what happens, but he doesn't want to make the situation awkward or Serena, so they're not gonna bring it back up. But maybe there's some things that Ash could still help Serena out with, or vice versa, where Serena helps Ash out. Like they could still have adventures and not be considered a couple even after what happened. They just simply won't talk about it, or they'll know about it, but they won't bring it up to the screen. So, you know, there are many ways that they could make her introduction back not awkward, but there's only so much you can do. So I get what you mean, DJ, but there's lots of potential and many story arcs or storylines that they could do for these two characters. Because remember, the whole point of this series isn't just for relationships. It's about Ash becoming the Pokemon Master. So I think, you know, Serena already acknowledged that, you know, he has his priorities straight and relationships aren't like the first thing in his mind. So maybe she'll be there helping him, like, you know, climb up to being a Pokemon Master if he wins a league, and just supporting him. That's the best she can do. Or, you know, if he gets down, I mean, we've seen Ash like lose hope, like she'll bring that hope back in some sort of way. So yeah, like I said, there's multiple ways of her coming back without making the situation awkward, and I have a feeling that the writers are going to do it in a good way, in a great way, whatever way you want it, but it's not going to be awkward. I feel like she's going to come back in a huge way, and we'll just have to wait and see. But there's definitely potential for her to coming back and having a good storyline at the same time too. All right, what else? Richie, what you gotta say?
Yeah, the high probability. I don't even know why that's even discussed. I think she will. Well, I mean, in my opinion, I don't think it really should be discussed because, you know, I'm more of a tradition kind of person when it comes to like I feel like it'd be I feel like it would just be Pokemon anime tradition to bring back someone from a previous generation, if anything. I think what they might do, however, is you know, obviously they're gonna bring the three of them. I say it's gonna be three of them just because I kind of understand, or at least I think I understand, of how they run things. I think all three of them are gonna come back. And as far as, you know, that bring up that moment, that, you know, the more moment in Sun and Moon, I think what they're gonna do is you know, not bring it up in front of, you know, everyone else. Maybe if there's I don't know, maybe there's a scene of them one-on-one talking about it briefly, maybe for like 10 seconds, 50 seconds, 20, who knows. But yeah, I do kind of agree with DJ. There's if they can pull it off in a good way that satisfies, well, I mean, not satisfies everyone, because even if you try and satisfy everyone, there's always gonna be that one person that says, oh, I'm not satisfied with this, I don't like how they did it. So, but if they can satisfy most of us, then I don't think this would be an issue. But just to end my thoughts, yeah, it's going to be kind of a odd interaction considering the whole complexities of Sun and Moon compared to X and Y. How is this going to... Would this be a big distraction of what's going on, of what will be happening in Sun and Moon in the future when this said episode or arc, maybe if they turn it into an arc, how would that affect the current events? But I actually have full confidence in the writers that they would find a way to ease those concerns. So that's my 2 cents on that issue.
All right, so moving along to the final key point, the idea to have a romance subplot apparently came from producer Kondo, who came up with the idea of portraying things through a female lead's admiration for Satoshi, which then led to the suggestion that they have a flashback to a childhood meeting with romantic implications. So what, you know, it makes me think that this was the idea from day one, like when the series first started, like this was gonna happen, but I feel like they held it off for other reasons. Obviously we don't know those reasons, but they decided to do it in X and Y, and that's what we got. We got the flashback, the one flashback, sadly, I wish there were more, and you know, meeting with romantic implications. So I'm not saying that you needed a flashback to basically confirm, like, you know, the likelihood of two people, you know, coming together, making a ship canon, but, you know, with this idea in mind and the flashback actually, you know, starting this entire idea of, you know, whatchamacallit, of a romantic relationship, they can't stop it. This is like they shot the bullet, so now they have to fully go with this idea. So, you know, with them starting the flashback of Ash and Serena as kids, it basically solidifies the fact that this is the pair to look out for in the future. This is the pair that you'll likely see again even after years of the series being on and they haven't seen each other, you know, after many, you know, series takes. So this basically tells me that they're gonna continue on this story between them two in the future, and this just, like, how should I say, this adds more weight to the idea that she will return to the series, because, like, as stated here, this was an idea that they had from the start, and now that they initiated that idea, they're gonna fulfill it the whole way. How is it gonna end? What's the end game for this entire romance situation? Who knows? But all we know for a fact is that it's not done yet. So I can't wait for them to finish off the storyline between these two characters. And like I said, this just gives more weight to the idea that Serena will return later on in the series, and I can't wait for that to happen. Just gotta be patient, guys. Whenever it happens, it happens. I mean, you know, at the end of Unova, just real quick, at the end of the Unova series, I never thought that we get to see, you know, Misty or Brock again, but we did in a flashback. So it just gives me hope, like, yeah, okay, they're gonna take a few years, but maybe they'll do that again. So it just gives me hope, like, in the future series, they're gonna bring back some flashbacks or some characters to the show in present day. So don't lose hope just yet, guys. It hasn't even been a year since X, Y, and Z ended, so, you know, gotta wait a few years, sadly, but they're gonna finish this idea eventually, and I can't wait for the end game of this entire idea that they had. They didn't start it with Misty, they didn't start it with May, they didn't start it with Dawn or Iris. They started with Serena, and I hope that they're gonna end it with her. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this?
You know, I think it's very crazy to think that, because back then I had this idea that, like, thinking, you know, what if the writers, you know, had this whole idea of Amourshipping in their writing, but then, you know, as time went on, I became a big doubtful. I doubted that Amourshipping wasn't going to have a proper conclusion, and, you know, I was thinking that, well, no, that's not right. The writers aren't taking this whole shipping topic into their writing, and, you know, when we came to this magazine interview, you know, I thought to myself, holy heck, they actually went with it. And, you know, it just comes to show, you know, why Amourshipping itself became really popular, because, you know, with so much emphasis that they've placed within the subplot with this whole relationship between Ash and Serena, you know, it really did get a lot of people's attention, and it's one of the few reasons why a lot of people jump back into the Pokemon train. And, you know, I just think it's really unique from the writers to pull out something like this since day one, when they started to write this series down. And like you said, Tessa, now that they shot the bullet, you know, they're gonna have to close it off some way. Now, would I say that the last episode is the close, you know, is actually the proper closing? I'll view it as a proper close for now, but my gut slightly tells me that there's more to it, and I think that we're going to get a bit of more insight if Serena would ever return in the Sun Moon series.
Right, and you made a really good point right there that they ended it off in a way where if they want to like just completely end the ship altogether, they could just I mean they did a good job at it. Like there's no like how should I say cliffhangers to that ship. They did what they had to do, and that's what the fans wanted. Now if they ever want to continue this idea or this Amourshipping idea, they could always do so without it being kind of like, oh, whoa, where did she come from, Because like you said, and like we've said multiple times in this podcast, this was a huge step and like a milestone in Pokemon anime history. So it's not going to be left unnoticed. They're going to bring it back in some sort of way, and people aren't going to forget if she ever does return. So, yeah, you made a good point right there. Like, they ended it off in a way that they could continue it later on if they want to. But my argument is that the likelihood of them continuing it is very high. Like, I don't think that this is the last time we ever see Serena. I mean, we still got that, like I said, that special of a cameo return, so who knows? Who knows? Anyway, what about you, DJ? What do you think? DJ? And DJ's dead, everybody.
No, he's here. You just could. No, I could hear him.
Oh, okay.
Speak up, my boy. Speak up.
I cannot hear him. Is he talking right now?
No, I think it's. I mean, you can replay me. It is like what 109 over there.
Well, I can't hear him.
No, he's dead. He's probably dead. You're probably right. Yeah, go ahead, DJ. I could actually hear him. I'm not sure if you can, but I think we'll go with Richie for now.
Wait, yeah. DJ, leave the chat and rejoin it. Richie, you go for it while DJ fixes thing.
Rest in peace, DJ, first of all.
Tap 1.
Yeah, tap 1. Back to... Yeah, let's go back memory lane, shall we? After the end of Best Wishes, and this was before I guess initially when they showed X and Y, like the first ever footage, I was like, oh boy, it's gonna be another adventure of Ash in another region, getting badges, making new friends, and I was kind of hoping, why not have like a little romantic stuff going? Because I figured, I don't know, I just had a thought in me that that eventually they would have to put in some spice in it, because at that time I understood that the Pokemon anime wasn't going to do something strictly all love or full out love like other animes. But after I think it was a few weeks after or a month, I'm not sure, but once they revealed the fact that Serena has a crush on Ash and the childhood stuff, that's why I figured, oh boy, they actually answered my wish. But I was a little bit skeptical at the time, because I was wondering how they're going to pull it off. Are they going to pull a Misty and kind of have some hints here and there, and then at the very end Ash pretty much just sends her to the friend zone realm, or are they actually going to make it canon? But I guess you could say it's canon, but obviously there's going to be some people that don't agree with that, and I'm not going to say it's canon just yet, even though there's kind of evidence pointing to that. So as far as that, I would have never imagined X and Y to have like a little romantic subplot going. So seeing this right now on screen is actually kind of a surprise. But also, if you think about it, it's also a trail of what we've gone through, because at first you thought, oh, it's just gonna be another generic series, and then afterwards you're just like, wow, X and Y and Z, holy S, man. Like, nope, you cannot tell me that at the beginning of X and Y, or at the very start of it, you cannot tell me that it would X and Y and XYZ would have turned out like this. If you were to tell me that at the very beginning of episode 1, like the day it premiered, I would have told you were the most craziest person on the planet. But here we are. So I really do hope like I said before, I really do hope they don't screw up the whole, when she returns. I don't think they'll make it that awkward. I think I have full confidence in the writers, to make it, to make it right and to really reflect what both of these characters have gone through in XY. So that's my thought on that.
All right. Did everybody get a say in this? Oh no, DJ.
Yeah, DJ, you back?
You don't hear me now.
You sound
you're
really-
Yeah, we can
sound
hear you,
real
but you're
low.
so quiet. But your mic pickup is kind of quiet.
How's this?
There you go.
Yeah, that sounds better.
All right, excellent. Okay, so after all this, I lost track of what the question was. So...
Oh, great! Just read the template, and actually, I'll tell you. So, from what the key point is, what do you think about them basically starting a subplot that they had the idea for starters since the beginning of the series, but decided to initiate that idea in X and Y, and with it being Serena being chosen as that female lead for Satoshi for that relationship to start. Like, they had this idea in mind since day one, but they decided to do it with Serena.
I think it's interesting because I'm pretty sure since Pokemon wasn't supposed to last very long in the first place, it was supposed to be like Indigo League, and that was about it. Like, I think they pretty much started that out with Misty, and they wanted to try that. But then once they decided it was going to be a long form, they decided to not put as much focus on the relationship aspect. So I think the fact that they put it into implementation here, it's really interesting that they actually ended up doing that and how far they went with it. I'm not going to go as far as to say that it was the most perfect thing that's ever been like in the anime or anything. But yeah, I thought it was cool. I think I think the whole journey that all of us have been on when it comes to Amourshipping has been really fun. It's been so many years now. Like, it seems, I mean, I guess not for me. It's only been a couple, but
Boo hoo! Boo hoo!
I know, it's real. Like, it's kind of sad, but also cool at the same time. It's like, look what we accomplished. Look at it. I want all of you to look at it.
Man, honestly, guys, like, I would take fillers any day just to see this gang again. But yeah, with all the information we got with the interviews and with the new key points stated from the magazine and how the scene could have turned out differently, it just goes to show that this was really, really planned. And I'm glad that this wasn't a last minute, our views are going down, so we need to give the audience a new reason to watch our show, so let's just include this female lead and bam, people will start watching the series again. No, they didn't do that. This was planned from the start. They initiated the idea with carefully, and they eventually succeeded in doing that, creating the most popular female lead in Pokemon history. And I say that, well, not in history, but in my opinion, I think it is. So with that being said, this entire interview and this entire key points, it tells me that there's a huge likelihood of her returning. Don't lose hope just yet. I don't think Amourshipping is done, but we are gonna have to wait a substantial amount of time. So as fans, we just gotta we gotta deal with it, enjoy Sun and Moon for what it is, and just hope that the next region, Ash will finally work his way up to another league, because that will basically mean that he has another chance of entering the Champions League or face the Elite Four, whatever the case may be, and we'll finally get to see characters that we wished that could come back, unless Ash did something for them to come back. Like, they have to have a reason for them to come back. So let's just hope that the next series Ash wins the league, and so we could see certain characters come back. Honestly, though, I don't think this is the last time we hear about Amourshipping. I feel like we're going to get more news later on, whatever the case may be, whether it being the Pokemon's 20th movie. We don't know a lot about that either, so maybe we'll see her in that movie. Who knows? Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's podcast. I know it was kind of a long one or a short one. I don't know. I don't even know how long it's been. But But
It was a podcast, all right.
all right, but
It's
yeah,
been a while, that's for sure.
it's been a while. I really enjoyed doing this. I honestly thought that we wouldn't come back and do one of these talking about Amourshipping, but with this interview, it just goes to show that Serena's return is likely in the future, because this ship has so many fans. Heck, there's a petition out there with 3,000 signatures wanting her to come back to the series. It's been noticed by plenty, and with that amount of support, I feel like we'll get her eventually. Just wait until Sun and Moon is over, guys. I'm pretty sure she'll be back. I don't think Clement and Bonnie have a reason to come back to Alola unless you know, there's some convention going on in there, or Sophocles is like, yo, let me hit up my homie Clement. Anyway, guys,
Science convention.
yeah, science convention, right? Any last words, guys, before we end off the podcast?
Amourshipping
not really.
dead.
Huh?
Kill this man. Get him.
This
That's all?
man made me feel uncomfortable.
I said
This
Amourshipping
man-
is dead.
Made
This
me
guy is
feel-
invading my safe space. I don't like it, man. I don't like it.
This man made me feel uncomfortable. Well, guys,
Hashtag Sophocles. Let's get it started.
Boo.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, guys. Honestly, just look forward to our content for 2017. We have a lot of things planned for you guys. More reactions, more discussions, more podcasts, AMVs, new revamp to the channel coming soon. I know I haven't been posting lately, but that is because I'm waiting for certain stuff for the channel. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys want more info on the channel, keep updated. Follow me on Twitter. Make sure to follow these guys too on Twitter. Anyway, this has been TASOfficial. Everybody else?
I've been DJ Sock Puppet. Thank you all for watching. See you all another time.
All right.
See ya.
This is Alpha Eevee, and thank you to the 100+ people for the first stream of 2017. Love it.
Ship on, guys. Ship on.
Ship on, my friends.